Learning English through stories is one of the most natural and enjoyable ways to improve your language skills. When you listen to a story, your brain absorbs vocabulary, grammar, and expressions effortlessly. It's like learning without even realizing it. If you enjoy this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss our daily stories, designed to help you improve step by step. Amir had long dreamed of visiting the Louvre Museum in Paris. The idea of walking through its vast halls, surrounded by some of the world's greatest artworks, filled him with excitement. One bright morning, he finally arrived at the museum's grand entrance. The air was cool and fresh, and the sky was painted with soft clouds. As Amir stepped inside, he was greeted by the quiet hum of the museum. It was a vast space, filled with high ceilings, grand staircases, and walls lined with paintings of all sizes. The soft footsteps of visitors echoed gently on the polished floors. The smell of old wood and polished stone surrounded him, making the atmosphere feel timeless. He started his exploration with the famous Mona Lisa. The painting was smaller than Amir had imagined, but the crowd gathered around it made the moment feel important. He watched people studying the painting, whispering softly to one another. The smile on Mona Lisa's face seemed mysterious, almost alive. From there, Amir moved on, letting his feet guide him rather than a fixed plan. The Louvre was like a giant labyrinth, with corridors stretching endlessly in every direction. At first, he felt a little lost among the many rooms and galleries. But the sense of being lost was not unpleasant. Instead, it gave him a chance to explore quietly and discover hidden treasures that many visitors might miss. As he wandered through the halls, Amir noticed details that made each room unique. Some galleries were bright with sunlight streaming through large windows. Others were darker, with soft lighting focusing on the artworks. Sculptures stood silently on pedestals, telling stories of ancient times. Paintings of kings, queens, and ordinary people filled the walls, each telling a different story. Amir stopped in front of a large painting showing a busy scene in a market. The colors were vibrant, and the faces of the people seemed full of life. He imagined the stories behind each character. The farmer selling vegetables, the children playing nearby, the merchants making deals. The painting felt like a window to the past. The quietness of the museum allowed Amir to hear small sounds, the soft ticking of a clock, the murmur of distant conversations, the occasional rustle of a brochure. These sounds created a peaceful rhythm that made his visit feel like a gentle journey through time. He continued to walk slowly, noticing the variety of art styles and periods. The ancient Egyptian collection fascinated him. He looked at statues of gods and pharaohs, their faces carved with great care. The hieroglyphics on the walls told stories he could not read, but their shapes were beautiful and mysterious. In one gallery, Amir found a small bench near a large window. He sat down for a moment, watching the light move across the floor. Outside, the city of Paris bustled quietly beyond the museum walls. Inside, the calm and stillness were almost magical. Being lost in the Louvre allowed Amir to see parts of the museum that were less crowded and more peaceful. He discovered tiny rooms filled with delicate porcelain, old armor, and tapestries. Each piece was a piece of history, carefully preserved. As the hours passed, Amir felt a deep connection with the art and the place. The museum was not just a collection of objects. It was a living story of human creativity and history. Being lost was no longer a problem, but a way to fully experience this world. He noticed other visitors too. Some walked quickly, checking off famous artworks from their lists. Others moved slowly, like him, taking time to absorb every detail. A few children whispered excitedly, pointing at colorful paintings. The atmosphere was respectful and calm. At one point, Amir stopped near a sculpture of a woman holding a child. The smooth stone seemed almost warm. He thought about the artist who had carved this piece long ago, using skill and patience. The sculpture told a silent story of love and care. Amir's thoughts wandered to how often people fear being lost. They want to know exactly where they are and where they are going. But here, in this museum filled with history and beauty, being lost was an adventure. It opened his mind to discovery and surprise. He continued walking until he reached the famous winged victory of Samothrace, a magnificent statue standing at the top of a staircase. The figure's wings seemed ready to lift off. Amir stood in awe, feeling the power and grace captured in stone. Time passed quickly in the museum, but to Amir, it felt like he was outside of time. The day was moving on, but he wanted to stay a little longer. The feeling of calm and wonder was precious. Before leaving, Amir found a small cafe inside the museum. He ordered a cup of coffee and sat by the window, watching the people outside. He thought about his visit. Being lost in the Louvre had taught him more than he expected. It had shown him the beauty of taking things slowly, of enjoying unexpected moments, and of finding peace in the middle of a busy world. You have just learned English naturally by following Amir's adventure in the Louvre. Through this story, you absorb new vocabulary, useful expressions, and sentence structures without stress. This is the magic of storytelling. It makes learning enjoyable and effortless. Every day, we bring you stories like this to help you improve step by step. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to stay connected. Have you ever been lost somewhere and found something wonderful? Share your story in the comments below. We look forward to reading your experiences and learning together.